expecting a blend of insight, humor, mental health, trends, and relevance that is offered guarantees a listening experience that is both enlightening and enjoyable, promising a journey not to be missed. Ria Mohammed from Nxt Genz.
Riveting interviews, empowering, educating, and appealing.
WhatsApp us now on 060 904 1056.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is your host Ria Mohammed on Nxt Gen right here at Radio Al Ansar. From exploring current trends to delving into pressing issues like social justice and mental health, this show fearlessly tackles the pivotal subjects that resonate deeply within our generation. My mission is to embody authenticity, relatability and humor, ensuring that even the most challenging discussions become accessible and engaging, creating a space where listeners can feel understood and entertained simultaneously. Now today we have an awesome guest. This is someone who is passionate, who has a passion, for people, shines through in everything she does. At just 20 years old, Demira Kivara Ranjith is in her final year of BCom in law and is preparing to pursue her PGCE next year, taking the step toward a career in education. Now, teaching isn't just a profession she wants to enter. It's something that she believes that is truly a God's gift. Now, beyond her love for teaching and serving others, Kivara is a creative soul who enjoys fashion, meaningful conversations, and of course, good food. And above all, she's someone who believes in seeing the good in people and bringing out the best in those around her. So please join me in giving a very warm welcome to the wonderful Kivara. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, it's so good to be here.
I'm so glad you could come on. I was really excited about this because the last time I saw you was like 2 years ago.
I know, so much time went by.
When we were at Varsity College together.
Yeah.
And, now it's called Emirates.
Emirates, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really glad. When I was at VC, I used to try and be very low-key, but Kivara was the one friend I had who I really liked being around. And then it was so disappointing when I had to leave because it was like I have to leave my friends behind. And you were my main friend there.
I'm so glad I got to see you again after so long.
After 2 years. That's insane. So I messaged you to ask you if you would like to join my show, and you said yes, but you're getting into education. So I thought, okay, she switched to education, but she is still doing law. You're still doing law.
Yes.
So how is BCom law going? I did it with you for a year. Hated it.
Well, it's really been exciting. So it's a combination of commerce and law modules. Like we're doing business management. I did e-commerce law, labor law. It's been so interesting, and economics. So it's been so interesting to learn. I'm enjoying it. I think as the semesters are going by, it's really been interesting and fun. And I'm in my final semester, so I'm so excited that I'm coming to the end of this journey. I'm going to be starting something next, so I'm just so grateful and I'm so excited.
I'm so glad. This has actually been, I know law is not an easy journey, but you've got through it. So as I mentioned, I obviously did BCom law with Kivara, and the reason why I hated it was because I've never done economics or accounting in school. I did business, that was okay, but economics and accounting, firstly, I don't like numbers. That is not for me. So then, of course, I moved campuses because I felt like that place was a bit toxic. So I was like, goodbye, VC. Whereas I moved to another campus. I'm doing distance learning, but now I switched to LLB. So, what made you choose BCom law instead of, going straight into LLB?
So, before I could start my first year, I was talking to my student advisor, and at that time, it was in plan that I'm going to take the legal route. I'm going to become an attorney. So when I spoke to my student advisor at the time, she was like, law is very saturated. It's competitive. So she was like, don't go straight into your LLB. Maybe branch into it because you want to stand out as a young legal graduate. So she recommended that I do my BCom in law first and then branch into my LLB. So that was the plan at the time. And so that's what led into me doing my BCom in law first.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So with me, I spoke to my aunt and uncle attorney and advocate, and they
Okay.
basically said the same thing.
Mhm.
And they also said like there's more money in BCom law
Yeah.
than LLB because there's also a lot of LLB students.
Yes.
So it's not just easy to get a job. Have you done any VAC work?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so I actually plan on starting maybe in January next year,
Yeah.
doing a bit of VAC work at a few firms that I have in mind.
Mm.
And yeah, hopefully I can get through that. But yeah, now, okay, what inspired you to move into education after your degree? I mean, law and education are completely different.
Yes. So, like you said, it's two different careers altogether. It has been a journey, transitioning in making that decision from going into law and education. For me personally, it's been really a walk of faith and obedience. And I was also telling you this earlier. I really felt like a shift inside of me that, you know what, I'm sensing a change in passion. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And it's not like I felt like law was difficult. I'm enjoying it. In fact, last semester I did so well, but I just felt on the inside, oh, something is not gelling with
not
me.
for me,
There's a shift. And I was also talking to my mom about it, and we were just talking about growth and growing. In fact, as you get older, you're changing, you're growing and evolving, and it's really been a journey of also self-discovery. So what I started with and what I'm going into now has really been a byproduct of that, of just me going through my journey of self-discovery and evolving as a person, and with that discovering a new passion. And teaching and education is not anything new to me. I'm actually in my third year. I'm a Sunday school teacher.
Okay, awesome.
And I'm also an assistant youth leader. And I think me being involved in ministry has also helped me recognize that, hey, this is something that I am currently doing, and I'm actually passionate about it. So that's actually what led me and inspired me to make that decision and help me recognize that passion.
Yeah,
So,
I absolutely love that. I think that's absolutely amazing. That, like, what do you want to teach? What grade?
So in my PGCE, you choose. There's a senior phase and there's FET phase. So senior phase is 7 to 9 in grade, and then FET is 10 to 12. So for 7 to 9, I can choose EMS, and then in FET, I can choose between accounting, economics, or business studies. So I'm still deciding there. So it will be high school.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. And then would you ever consider, like, one day, let's say you had to become a lecturer?
Yeah.
I think what would be cool, well, maybe not for you, but for someone else, is like if they wanted to branch off, like, out of the branch into education, they become a law lecturer. Like the ones we had. But I think a lot of our lecturers at VC, they were already attorneys or advocates.
They were.
Okay, so if you could teach one subject for the rest of your career, what would it be and why?
That's actually a difficult question, because what I'm actually planning to like teach and what I probably would hope to teach is too different. So like I was thinking maybe life orientation. I know my mom said back in her days it was called life living. So I think maybe if I have to teach something for the rest of my life, would be maybe something along the lines of life orientation and life skills and practical life skills, so maybe something along those lines.
I absolutely love that. That is awesome. Now, do you think understanding the law makes someone maybe a better teacher?
So, yes, but I'd also want to add to that by saying that understanding the law, I think, applies to all people. It helps all people and helps them in the understanding in all things. So I think understanding the law is beneficial to everyone. And teachers in all professions.
Sure. Okay, so what is one thing, about the education system in South Africa that you would actually change?
So I think that in our South African schools, we see that there's a large focus. I know that there's maths, there's English.
Mm.
But I think introducing, I know that they currently are introducing a coding or programming subject. They're going to be enrolling that soon.
Oh, I see.
But I think like subjects like practical life skills
Yeah.
and teaching, I think humanity,
Yeah.
teaching kids about those things and
I was just gonna
ethics
say,
and is something that's really needed in
Yeah.
the classroom. I know that we want to be teaching children, yes, reading, understanding in maths and English, but also in life skills and in
Yeah.
humanity and ethics and etiquette.
Yeah.
I think that's also
Because
needed.
I feel like also this generation, well, the new generation of kids are so like attached to social media
Yeah.
that they don't really end up learning the life skills, as in like, for example, going out and experiencing something or facing situations. Everything's on social media.
Yes.
So I think that would be actually very important if schools had to bring that into the education system, where you have a subject, maybe psychology, but as you mentioned, learning life skills, how to handle situations, how to manage your emotions.
Yes,
I think that
yes.
would be very, very important.
Yeah.
Because as I said, everything's online now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can find that on TikTok or Instagram,
True.
but that is not really reality, because
Yeah.
everyone goes through a different experience.
And not everything on social media is
It's
true.
Yes,
There's
for
so many
sure.
opinions and it's so easy you can get swayed into believing something.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that is so true. I mean, well, there's a lot that has changed. I mean,
Yeah.
from our generation to the new generation, it's so different. I mean, there's a lot of attitude. Like, I was talking to one of my cousins, and she was saying that this new generation of kids, like 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, even 9-year-olds, they are whack. But yeah, because I mean, they were born into technology. We still know how to balance it.
Mhm.
But I mean, some kids are getting phones at like the age of 6.
Yeah.
I think that is crazy.
It's
Okay, wait,
actually scary.
how old were you when you got your first phone?
So my parents, they got me my first phone, I think when I was 16.
Oh, I see. Okay, I
Yeah.
got mine when I
But
was
before that,
13.
I was probably like a iPad kid
Oh, I see.
on
I
the
see.
tablet playing games. But
Okay, so like with my brother and
Yeah.
we had like our screen time.
yeah.
We weren't allowed to touch our parents' phones,
Mhm.
and then we had a tablet that we could use sometimes, not all the
Yeah.
time. We watched TV, but yeah, it was very limited
Yeah.
until we turned 13, when we were going to grade 8, so we were turning 14.
Yeah.
Then my parents said like, okay, no, you can have a phone now. Now, what is one thing about the education system in South Africa that you would change?
So, sorry. So there's so many things I think in our education system. There's many gaps, but like I spoke to you earlier about practical skills, ethics. I think that's something that seriously needs to be implemented in our schools, and that's missing. There's so many kids that come from different households and backgrounds, and yeah, I think that there needs to be a place where morals and ethics and open communication, grace, stuff like that needs to be cultivated. So there
Yeah.
should be a place, of that.
Yeah, I love that. Now, okay, have you ever had a teacher who completely changed the way you think? What did they do differently?
So I've had many teachers that have actually played such a vital role in my life, but there is a teacher for me that stands out. It was in primary school, so I actually forgot her name, but I won't forget like her face and how she looked. She was such a ball of light, and I used to admire her for her dressing, because she was always dressed up in her ponchos. Colorful ponchos. And the quote, honesty is the best policy. I've actually learned that from her. It's something she would always repeat. Like, she had so many mantras in class, and she was all about being a positive person. And I think when I think about the question that you asked me, she's someone that really stands out for me. So yeah, I think that's the teacher that stands out for me, and I think me pursuing education in the future, I think that's the teacher that I want to be. Just that being positive and carrying all that energy just as she did.
Yes, I love that. That is brilliant. Now, okay, AI has become huge in this era.
Yeah.
How do you think AI will change the way students learn over the next 10 years? I do know at VC, like, everyone used to use AI for their assignments, ChatGPT for their assignments. How do you think it's gonna change the way students think in the next 10 years?
Well, I think it's only going to go up from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was reading an article recently of coding and programming that's going to be enrolled in schools. So it's something that our kids are going to be taught that. So yeah, AI, even as a university student, I mean, if a university student is listening right now, we've used AI for everything.
Yes.
Whether it's an ICE task, whether it's
Yeah.
an assignment or preparing for tests and exams. So I think it's just going to get more advanced in the next 10 years and be used as a strong learning tool.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go into a quick ad break, so we'll see everyone soon.
This segment is brought to you by Kenfield Auto, your RMI approved service and repair specialist. 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Kenfield Auto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. ربنا إننا نخاف أن يفرط علينا أو أن يطغى.
Car won't start?
Kenfield Auto.
Noisy brakes?
Kenfield Auto.
Due for a service?
Kenfield Auto. Kenfield Auto, the answer to all your car problems. Your service and repair specialist for your VW, Audi, Suzuki, Toyota, or just about any vehicle. Kenfield Auto, your RMI and insurance approved workshop. Follow the red and white board in the passage at 236 Brickfield Road, Overport. Call Shafi on 031 207 2399. Kenfield Auto.
The KZN Julus Milad Nabi in honor of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam.
Streets are decorated.
An outdoor procession with our diverse community.
The AWM brigade in attendance.
Children rendering naat.
Contemporary Islamic issues addressed through the Rabiul Awal special.
Join the KZN Julus Milad Nabi in honor of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam.
Sunday the 30th of August 2026, 10 a.m. sharp from the Sufi Mosque in Glen Road to the ML Sultan ground in Overport. Lunch and refreshment provided. All welcome.
Ladies, if you're looking for the perfect way to celebrate Women's Month, I found it. I'm Nazmira Kassem from The Breakfast Rush, inviting you to Her Mask, Her Story, where inspiration meets fun, friendships are strengthened, and every moment is made to remember. Tickets are just 300 rands. Book yours now by calling Al Ansar Outreach on 031 208 1601. Come along and be part of something truly special. See you there.
At Radio Al Ansar, we value your feedback. If you have a broadcasting-related complaint, please send it in writing to the head of the Complaints Committee. Be sure to include your full name, contact details, a clear explanation of the complaint, and any supporting documents. You can email your complaint to feedback@alansar.org.za, that's feedback@alansar.org.za, or visit our administrative office at 207 West Road, Overport, Durban. Your voice matters to us.
Zakah is more than just charity. It is a duty, a trust, and a means to uplift those in need. For over 40 years, Islamic Relief has only distributed zakah through policies that comply with Sharia guidelines, endorsed by qualified scholars, making sure it only reaches those who are eligible. Give with Islamic Relief, where your zakah is our amana.
اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المرابطين على أرض فلسطين. اللهم شد أزرهم وسدد رميهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم الطف بإخواننا في كل مكان يذكر فيه اسمك يا أرحم الراحمين استنصروك يا الله فانصرهم اللهم ارحم الضعفاء والفقراء والمساكين والأيتام والنازحين والمشردين والأسرى يا أرحم الراحمين
اللهم أنج المستضعفين من المسلمين في فلسطين اللهم كن لهم عونا ونصيرا اللهم كن لإخواننا المرابطين في المسجد الأقصى اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم اللهم فرج همهم نفس كربهم داو جرحاهم عاف مبتلاهم اشف مرضاهم ارحم موتاهم تقبل شهداءهم.
Discover elegance, comfort and modesty at Al-Ansar shop. Browse our beautiful collection of abayas, scarves, hijabs, kurtas, jubas and modest fashion for every occasion. From everyday wear to special events, we have styles to suit the entire family. Visit us today and experience quality, affordability and timeless modest fashion. Al-Ansar shop. Modesty meets style.
Look, teacher, my robot code actually worked. It's moving.
That's the sound of the future at New Heights School in Camperdown. Here, world-class education meets a deeply rooted Islamic ethos. From premium boarding and specialized robotics labs to shoes-off, focused classrooms, we don't just build careers, we nurture character. You really have to see it to believe it. Come experience it yourself. Join us for our open day, Saturday, 8th of August. Visit newheightschools.co.za and step into their future. Aspire to greater heights.
Radio Al-Ansar, 24/7, 365.
It's Ria Mohammed here, hosting the Next Gen show on Radio Al-Ansar, with each new episode premiering every Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. My audience is invited to partake in this enriching journey, expecting a blend of insight, humor, mental health, trends, and relevance that is offered, guarantees a listening experience that is both enlightening and enjoyable, promising a journey not to be missed. Ria Mohammed from Next Gen.
Okay, beautiful souls, it is me, Ria Mohammed, back live on Next Gen with our lovely guest, Kibara. Hi, how are you doing once again?
I'm good, I'm so excited.
So, I mean, we were talking about, well, your journey and through your careers that you hope to go through. As we mentioned, you are doing education soon, hopefully next year.
Yes.
If you became a principal one day, what would be the first priority?
So my first priority will be cultivating a culture of psychological safety, trust, and I think just creating a space of openness and invitation, because I think a lot of kids, they don't like going to school nowadays.
Yes.
Everyone just wants to sleep in and stay at home. And I think school and the atmosphere of school has really changed. So just creating a place that's fun, that's a place where you can learn and that's open.
Yeah.
I think, just setting that atmosphere.
Yeah, about like students not wanting to go to school. So one of my friends, he actually, in matric, when he was in matric, he went to school for literally the whole duration was just a month.
Oh my word.
Like within a month he was at school and somehow he still got his bachelor's degree. I don't know how. Does not make sense. But you know what? Big brain. Now, what's more important in a classroom? Discipline or creativity?
I think there has to be a balance of both. You have to, there's a time to have boundaries and discipline. There's a time to be fun and creative. So I think there has to be a balance between those two. Yeah, especially in the classroom.
That is true. So like, let's say, what if you are put in a situation where a little boy is sticking bubblegum in his hair, and the little girl's cutting off her eyelashes? How are you going to deal with that situation?
Oh my word, walk out of the classroom.
So my mom's actually a teacher, and that's exactly what she experienced in her class. Although you are going to be doing high school, so hopefully you don't have to worry about that. But one day there was this little boy putting bubblegum in his hair, and a little girl that same day, in that same moment, cutting her eyelashes.
Oh my word.
So, okay. Anyway, now, should teachers be stricter, or should they focus more on building relationships with the learners?
Like I said before, I think there has to be a balance between the two. At times you have to be strict, and at certain times you have to focus on building a relationship with the students. But it's very difficult for teachers to build relationships with students because some classes are like 50 kids in the class.
Yes, yeah.
How do you like have a relationship with each one and get to know each student in the classroom? So yeah, I think there's a time, and there has to be a balance between being strict and knowing when to engage in a relationship with students. Yeah,
for sure. So do you think every learner has the potential to succeed, or are some factors beyond the teacher's control?
I'd say yes to that. So yeah, students do have the potential to succeed. Studying, thinking about what you want to do, planning ahead. There's little milestones students can set for themselves to be successful. But there are also many things that are out of a student's control. I know that there's so much as teacher can say in the classroom, like do your homework, study, focus. I mean, when I was in school, sometimes hearing that just goes over your head. You don't really take it seriously. So like, yeah, there's some things that are really beyond a teacher's control. You just have to be a figure of influence. Yes,
for sure.
But yeah, there are many things that are beyond a teacher's control.
I mean, I guess once you are an educator, you probably experience where maybe students like come through with anxiety, and that is why they can't study or do well on tests, or maybe they're going through something at home. It's like the question is, how are you going to handle that? Like, what do you do? You know, now do you think so how would your legal background help you deal with issues like bullying, discrimination, or school policies?
So my legal background and just studying law as now, I think has helped me realize that there has to be more awareness in like bullying, cyberbullying, deep fakes. I know there's so much of evils that are going on social media. It's so easy to character assassinate people. So I think like with my legal knowledge, I know I did e-commerce law last semester, and we learned so much about social media, apps, websites, e-tags, and I think that helped me realize that people don't know like how to handle things, like if someone is commenting something, or even those annoying spam messages that you get from funeral policies. And I remember studying, and we were learning about that, and apparently if you type in the word stop to those messages or those commercial messages, it will give you your service provider will stop them. So like, see, little stuff like that, just bringing awareness on like whether it's bullying, whether it's discrimination. I think my legal background will help me to advocate for as a voice,
and you'll
bring
know
awareness.
You'll know how to handle certain difficult situations.
Yes,
I think that's actually very, very important. So I actually love what you're doing,
Mhm.
because you're not just gaining like knowledge from education, but you're gaining legal knowledge, and that will of course help you in the future when you're an educator. And let's say you have to deal with a situation where a child is going through something at home, but now you have to find a way to deal with that, whether you take it up legally, or what do you do? And do you report them? Like, that's the question. What are you going to do? So if you weren't going into education, what legal career do you think you'd enjoy the most?
So that's also something that I've been thinking about. I think corporate governance and compliance law is something that I'm also interested in. I've been going into the legal field, but yeah, that's definitely a very interesting field, especially for law students. If you feel like you don't want to go that straight route and go straight into your board exams, and so compliance is actually a very, very big field that law graduates are going into.
Can you tell us a bit about compliance? Well, just for our listeners to understand a bit about it.
So I know. So this is a module I did last semester. It was called corporate governance, and then this semester I'm doing ethics and compliance.
Okay.
So compliance is various policies. So you are a policy, you ensure that the policies in the workplace are being complied with. If there's industrial rules or regulations, you have to ensure that these policies are being adhered to in the workplace. And various training, skills development. So there's a lot of regulation and implementation that comes with compliance. So
I see. Now, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing teachers today?
So I'm not a teacher as yet, but I do have a lot of friends and family that are, and that's something that I've had open communication with them about. And I think for many of them, they have to say that the pay and not many educators are satisfied with it, especially if you're new into teaching. And so I think the salary. And the second thing is, I did read about this recently, was administration and paperwork that is actually a heavy load on teachers, and it's taking away from actual teaching time. So I know recently, I think I don't know where I was reading this, but there have been some changes in terms of teachers managing administration, paperwork, to ensure that it doesn't creep into and steal teaching time. So that's really a challenge for teachers, and I'm sure there's many more as well.
Well, that's awesome. Now, do you think exams are the best way to measure intelligence?
I have to disagree with that. I think for me, there's so many ways that a person can be. People are unique in their own ways. There's creative people who love to do art, who love music, and I mean, to say that exams are the only way to measure intelligence is just to, it's like, if you don't fit this box, you're not intelligent. It's almost to say that. And for me, personally, when it comes to studying, I've never felt like studying was something I was good at. And for me, it's just been, I just need to cram all this information and pass the test and the exam. And that's what it kind of is. You just have to memorize, pass and practice and get through it. So I don't think exams, it's kind of a tough one, but I don't think exams is a way to measure intelligence. It's different for everyone.
It is different.
Everyone's unique and inclined in their own way.
Yes, 100%. I agree with that 100%. Now, okay, if you had unlimited funding for one school, what would you invest in first?
Well, I say infrastructure and the upkeep of buildings. I think it was a week ago I went to visit my one of my close friends. So I decided to take the long route and drive past my primary school. And sad to say that when I drove past it, nothing changed. In fact, the logo in front of the school was all faded, and it looked so sad. And I think like just the upkeep of, especially if it's a primary school, like just the upkeep of the school and infrastructure, something I'd invest in. Maybe meals, having fun activities. There's so many things that we can be doing to get a hold of this generation, because kids, teenagers, they have so much of energy, and if we just create a place where teenagers and kids can pour their energy into, whether it's art, whether it's dancing or singing, that will take away from them entertaining bad company. So and I think the schools can do that, but like I said, funding is such an issue. So if I had funding, I'd be doing things to get the attention of this young generation, but in ways that will help mentor them and guide them into what they want to do with their lives.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's brilliant. Now I have one more question for you before we go off today. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you see yourself as a teacher, a principal, education policymaker, or something else?
So honestly, I'd like to say all of the above. I do see myself in education, but for me, faith for me is so important to me, and what I feel, wherever God is calling me to do, whether if it continues in education or maybe it's something else, I feel like sometimes we just set a plan for us in our heads. You're like, no, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. That's it. You know, whether it's studying, I'm going to study this, then I'm going to study that. We have our own timeline. So I do see myself in education, but I'm not gonna say this is fixed in stone or that's
Yeah,
fixed in
yeah.
stone. I feel whatever God is leading me to do, I'm gonna do it.
For sure.
And if teaching or if lecturing or whatever it is meant for this time, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, it's just having faith at every step and every level. So yeah, but where do I see myself the next 10 years? I just think obedience in what God
Yeah.
is calling me to do in that time and season.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. I mean, you are absolutely inspirational, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity for you to join us on Next Gen today.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I
you
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it, and I definitely hope we could do this again.
Yes, definitely.
But good luck with your studies. I know you're going to be an amazing teacher. I can see it already. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will be seeing you guys next week, Thursday, the 6th of August, inshallah. In fact, on the 1st of August, it is Next Gen's 2nd birthday, which is actually exciting. So I'm hoping to buy a cake and cut a cake on air with you guys on the 6th of August from 2 to 3 p.m, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My elders would always say, our wealth